because essentially, because what? Because actually the money is actually that you are lending the money to them, you get yeah, 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 yeah. No, 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 no. Yes, yes, right. Okay, okay. Akhi, wait. Actually, I'm starting my class right now. Alam kan dia bilang starting for the call issue. I have to stop here. Sorry. Yeah. You can contact me again. Maybe if you want to contact me after 11 is okay. You can after 11. Okay. Yeah, inshallah. But if I stop you because of my classes, you can accept that inshallah. Okay. Okay. Just welcome. Hah? Agaknya kau tak tahu siapa dia? Siapa dia? Siapa dia? Yeah. Apa nama kau? Ingat. Dia kata bla bla bla, salam syekh bla bla, nama dia pula. Wasim. Dia pasal kaya buat bayar. Kalau miskin ni mudah sikit. Bismillah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, all praise be to Allah. We praise Him, we ask for His help, we ask for His forgiveness. We seek refuge with Allah from the wickedness of ourselves and from the badness of our deeds. Whoever been given by Allah guidance, then nobody can be misguided for him. Whoever be misguided by Allah, then nobody can be a guider for him. I bear witness there is no God worthy to worship except Allah, only Him, no associate for Him. And I bear witness that Muhammad, His messenger, His servant. O Allah, give good prayers upon Muhammad and the family of Muhammad, and give good prayers upon Abraham and the family of Abraham. O Allah, bless upon Muhammad and the family of Muhammad, bless upon Abraham and the family of Abraham. Verily you are most worthy of prayers and most exalted in glory. Today, inshallah, is our first session for current topic. Yes, actually we want to discuss few of things that is actually emerging each week. Inshallah, we choose a few topics that is actually related for that concern our religion and our belief. Also, we have to know the ruling for everything that will be discussed, inshallah. Today topic is actually will be about who's your daddy. I have to laugh because the wording is so who's your daddy. That is actually related to things being said about in Merdeka times. That is actually the topic emerged when one of person I don't really it's being raised up by a netizen in Twitter about the concerning about the word bin or Binti that being used in our society, in our country, as related to the name of a person associated to the name of the father. This topic is actually quite controversial, especially when you look into things that our people today want to make the woman also get the same treatment. You know that why should the children, the child, being bin or binti to the father, not to the mother. So it's actually a few things that can relate to this discussion, inshallah. So okay, wait. So when this topic was discussed, I tried to answer it in Malay, wrongly, because I thought that I can because the article was in Malay, Uh, that being said in Instagram here, being said by a person named Ahmad Shamil Muhammad Isa. Actually from he's the director of Institute Ulama Al-Juwaini. They said here the usage of bin and binti is actually by the norms to be used with the name of Arabic name. That is using bin or binti is like in this name of Umar bin Khattab. So he said here that the Quran and the Hadith is actually more calling for us to make the lineage or the nasab of the person to be related to the father or the mother and so on. But you want to say that Islam giving the authority to the government to govern the citizenship matters, then there's no such exact or specific words that must be used to relate you to somebody. They said that the bin or binti is actually that doesn't matter. You don't have to use it. So I tried to answer it, but like I said in Malay wrongly, because I thought that the answer, because the article was in Malay, so I answered it in Malay. So what I wrote is actually in the Quran and the Hadith, the usage of bin, that means son of, the son of, or binti, the daughter of, is actually is the way of Islam to relate or to fix the relationship of heritage or lineage between a child and his father or her father. That is the way that being put there. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah the Almighty, He said in the Quran, in saying about the usage of bin or binti, for Isa alayhi salam, Jesus, peace be upon him, Allah Ta'ala used in the Quran 22 times by saying Isa ibn Maryam. Isa bin Maryam means that Isa, son of Mary. Jesus, son of Mary. And Allah Ta'ala said about Maryam, herself, the mother of Isa, Maryam binti Imran. Maryam, daughter of Imran. If you look carefully into it, the name Isa, the name Maryam, the name Imran is not an Arabic name. Wrongly understood by our people that the name like Ibrahim, Ismail is Arabic. It's wrongly understood. Even the name Adam or Adam is not Arabic. It's not Arabic name. So it's actually, if you really want to say it, if you say that Adam is actually talking in Arabic, so other people, where they came from? If they say Adam is the father, so every language, every human being came from him. So even every words and every languages is from him. So he cannot be just in one side of humankind to be the Arabs. So what about the Malay, the Chinese, the Japanese, the Indians? How they related to Adam alaihi salam. Or the same as about the language and also the lineage. So if you really look into that, their names, the prophets of Allah in the Quran, always being put the name with the father. You know the name when you say somebody like being said, if the like Isa, like the Maryam, she has a father named Imran. So Allah Ta'ala said about wa Maryam ibnata Imran, and Maryam Binti Imran, daughter of Imran, daughter of Maryam, daughter of, and also like we said, Isa, son of, being used in the Quran. So 22 times for Isa alaihi salam, or Jesus, be peace be upon him, and 1 time for Maryam. And also the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said something about the Prophet Jonah, or Yunus. When the Prophet sallam want to remind us, don't you feel that you are better than Yunus bin Matta? Don't ever anybody of you feel that he is better, because the Prophet Jonah, we know that he being covered by the fish because he left his people before Allah Ta'ala give permission for him to go away. So maybe some people will say that I am having patience, I have strive better than Jonah. Then the Prophet remind, nobody can say that he is better than Jonah bin Matta. So the Prophet said, Yunus bin Matta means Jonah, son of Matthew. Jonah, son of Matthew. Like I said, it's not an Arabic name. But still the Prophet ﷺ still mentioning bin. You know, he used bin to relate between the Prophet and his father. So the usage is actually common from the Prophet himself, saying that even though the person is not, like I said, is not an Arab person. Okay. Other than that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah, the Almighty, He actually blemish or give shame upon the Jews and the Christian when they say about the two person to be connected to Allah as child of Allah by usage of bin, like in the Surah Al-Tawbah, verse number 30. Allah Ta'ala said, وَقَتْ الْيَهُودُ Uzair ibnullah. And the Jew said that Uzair is the son of Allah. وَقَالْتِ النَّصَارَى. And the Christian, the Christian, the Nasrani, they said that Al-Masih ibnullah. They said Isa ibnullah, mean the son of Allah. So if that words doesn't have any way in relating somebody to somebody from heritage or lineage, then Allah Ta'ala will not blemish or be angry with the Jew when they are using that word. Uzair bin Allah, Isa bin Allah. Means Allah Ta'ala condemn the usage. Because I mean, inside in Islam, the usage of bin or binti is something that will make you and the person will have lineage, and you will inherit that person. And the relationship of mahram, you are actually forbidden to marry that person because of the bin or binti. In son of, actually, like we said, the meaning is son of or daughter of. If you go to the literal meaning, son of, daughter of. So Allah Ta'ala said in the Quran, in Surah Al-Ahzab, when He mentioning about the adopted children, you adopt a child, so the child cannot be said to be named after you. It's actually from the start, before this ayah came, Allah SWT, actually, the Prophet, peace be upon him, he took Zaid bin Harithah to be his adopted son. Actually, Zaid bin Haritha, he actually he is not a black person. He's an Arab, a white Arab. So when Khadijah saw that the Prophet, peace be upon him, he really not really happy because all his sons, she died before reaching certain age. In small age, they died. Like Qasim, Abdullah died during their childhood. So the Prophet only have daughters. And at that time, in the Arabs, they actually will respect anybody that have many sons. They have son, many, means that if you want to go to war with that person, you have to face their son. His son will be there to protect him, to protect the tribes. So when the Prophet doesn't have any son, then also the Quraysh doesn't really like to have daughters. So the Prophet ﷺ actually not really that happy. So Khadijah binti Khuwailid gave up her servant, that's actually Zaid bin Haritha, to be given to the Prophet to become his son. So Zaid was called Zaid bin Muhammad. There's a time when the people will say that is son of Muhammad. So we'll take the name. At that time, you can take anybody's name just because he allowed you to use his name. And you use the bin. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't want this to be continuously happen and want to stop this tradition. Because anybody want to be related to you must be because of their blood. And actually by the marriage, there's actually rightful marriage. If anything is actually not right in the marriage, when you do the akad and everything, or the child being born without a proper marriage law, is considered out of marriage law and will not be taking the name of the father. Cannot take the name of the father. We actually having that rule these days when the JPN, Jabatan Pendaftaran Negara, the registration for our citizen, they actually put the date, the time between the birth of the child and the marriage, consummation of the marriage must be not less than 6 months. If not, then the child cannot be put with the name of the father. Some people will say it is cruel, but actually 6 months is something that is actually so right in the side of science. Because if you open the book of embryology written by Keith Elmo, actually this book that I mentioned is the textbook for medical students in our country. Even in China, even in Russia, even in America. Keith Elmo. The title is the Developing Human Clinically Oriented. 1 volume. This is the best book being written by one person about embryology. So he put there, inside there, about when is the time if you get birth, if the child is being born before its time, or you say premature. What is the length or the threshold that will make the child can be alive? Can be alive. They found out that actually the case almost said that it is actually 6 months. Why? Because after 6 months, the alveolus in your lung, the place where the oxygen and carbon dioxide will exchange, already there. If the child is being born before 6 months, there's no alveolus for the exchange. If you put oxygen in their mouth, they cannot breathe. So because of that, 6 months is the shortest period for a woman to have that child inside her belly. Lesser than that, then the child cannot be alive. Even this is actually being discussed by the companion of the Prophet, peace be upon him, when in the time of Umar ibn Khattab, a woman gave birth to a child less than 9 months, but after 6 months. So Umar at that time want to punish the woman because it is actually like an evidence that she having outside marriage intimacy, as if like that. So Ali bin Abi Talib correct Umar by combining two ayah in the Quran. The first ayah, Al-Ahqaf number 15. Al-Ahqaf number 15. And the second ayah, in Surah Luqman, verse number 14. 14. Okay. In Surah Luqman, verse number 14, Allah Ta'ala said in that ayah, وَصَّيْنَا الْإِنسَانِ, and we have enjoined. Actually, we advise, command the human being, biwalidayhi, towards his two parents. Hamalathu ummuhu wahnan ala wahnin. His mother carried him. Wahnan ala wahnin, increase volume after increase. Mean daily, monthly, weekly, it become bigger and bigger. Wahnan ala wahnin, by weakness upon weakness. Wa fisaluhu fi amain, and she actually stopped to breastfeed the child after 2 years. After 2 years, fi amain. Then Allah command, anishkurli, be grateful to me, waliwalidayka, and towards your two parents, ilayal masir, and to me that you will return. This is actually saying that to make the child complete its breastfeeding must be in lactation in 2 years. And 2 years is actually 24 months. And the other ayah that we said just now, on the start, is the ayah of Surah Al-Ahqaf, number 15. Allah said, وَصَّيْنَا الْإِنسَانِ, and we enjoin, and we command, we advise the human being, biwalidayhi ihsana, towards his parent, be good treatment, give good treatment to them. Hamalathu ummuhu kurhan, that his mother carried him with hardship. Wada'ansu kurha, and she give birth to him also in hardship. Okay? Wa hamluhu wa fisaluhu 30 shahra, and she conceived him and lactate him, mean give milk to the child within 30 shahra, 30 months. 30 months. So we have the 24 months, this is 30 months, so you deduct, you get 6 months. 6 months. So because we know that this thing related to the bin and binti, so the JPN will not give you any associate, even actually this thing concerning to the non-Muslim also, you cannot put it there. Yeah. The priest fatwa about you can give that name. You know, when the police give that fatwa, they looking into few things. First, about the name, the image of the child when when he or she go to school. You know, people say that. Why? Secondly, they took the fatwa from the Hanafi school of thought. But the problem is, the Hanafi school of thought, they didn't give just like that. They said you must punish them with lashes, 100 and 100. The 100 is actually not really that hard. You know, the lashes of in Islam, we say 100 lashes, it's just like that. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 until 100. Anyway, after you lash them, then you can give that name. We actually found out in our times today, some scholar is actually taking part of the fatwa to be used, but they left out the second part. So we actually we know that we really care for that children. We cannot shame them. But the problem is, you know that this thing, like I said, related to have mercy to anybody. Allah have mercy more than that. You know, even the Prophet ﷺ have mercy better than us. So not naming the children to the father is the rule that being given by Allah, except with the consummation, rightful consummation between the husband and the wife. If not, you are opening a door, a door that people doesn't care anymore about getting married or to stop themselves from doing things before marriage. Huh? Yes. They said that the fatwa is a slope. They said that everything will come down to that. So, like we said, you can have disagreement, but respect their attempt to help the children. That being said, the outwedlock children is actually one of the the most somebody actually that you have to be compassion with them, have mercy with them, because they doesn't have any relationship with the father. The only relationship is with the mother and with the mother or the parent of the mother or the sibling of the mother. But the problem is she or the daughter, the outward children, they only can inherit from the mother, not from the grandfather. Because from the grandfather, the outward wedlock children is actually from the daughter of the person. So we'll stop. Because whenever inheritance, you'll got from your father. From your mother, you cannot get it. So from your mother's side. So we've been cut off from the start. So pitiful, actually. We pity them. But the problem is, like I said, to pity them doesn't mean that you change the rule. Anyway, like being said, when Zaid bin Harithah being named Zaid bin Muhammad, Allah Ta'ala actually give the rule by sending the Surah Al-Ahzab number 5. Allah Ta'ala said, Ud'uhum li'abaihim, call them by their fathers. Call them by their fathers. فَإِلَّمْ تَعْلَمْ هُوَ أَقْسَطُ إِنْدَ اللَّهِ. That is very just. That is the most fair things in the sight of Allah. فَإِلَّمْ تَعْلَمُوا آبَاءَهُمْ. If you don't know their fathers, then فَإِخْوَانُكُمْ فِي الدِّينِ. They are your brothers, your sisters. وَمَوَالِيكُمْ, and they are your mawla. This is actually a practice that being left out in our country around 8 or 7 years ago. Actually, 8 years ago, we have the usage of maula. Means that if somebody said Ali Maula Ahmad, means that Ali, a person under care of Ahmad. Because this bin and Binti will make you have responsibility for that children. If not, then the word Maula means that, okay, what we say that about the inheritance, the lineage, also about responsibility. Like I said, if I said Ali bin Ahmad, if Ali did anything when he was small boy, he would do anything, break a glass, do something that actually making people lost their properties. So Ahmad must pay forever being done by Ali. The same if we put Ali Maula Ahmad. So the Maula also will take care of everything for the children. So we actually, like I said before this, we have that usage, Maula. The word Maula being used. My late mother-in-law, she told me once before, she is actually the headmaster of a school in Sungai Limau, Kedah. She said that when she was actually looking at the children there, she realized that one boy is named his name, like I said, Ali bin Ahmad. But this other boy, they are sibling. But the other one is Hassan Maula Ahmad. One is bin Ahmad, one is Maula Ahmad. So she called that children, come. Actually, why your name is bin and your name is Maula? To the same person. So the Maula boy said, he is actually a real son to Ahmad, but I am adopted son for Ahmad. Maula. No, really cannot. Maula still cannot become the wali. But the thing that you can go to the religious authority and demand for the marriage be done by them, because whoever doesn't have any wali, guardian, then the government is their guardian, because the Prophet did say, "Ana waliun man la waliyalah." I am the guardian. Whoever doesn't have any guardian. So the scholars understand from that words that whenever a woman doesn't have anybody to marry her, then the Prophet will come to become the person that will marry the woman to anybody. So it's the same as today. If in our country, the one that holding that position, firstly the Agung for the federal government, and the Sultan or the King in every province, inshallah. That's the way. So because of that, the one that making the nikah, that register of the nikah, being given the permission by the king. You know, they give the certificate because they being appointed by the king to become a person that will become replacing the king to do that marriage consummation. So within that, you know that فَإِلَمْ تَعْلَمُوا آبَاءَهُمْ, if you don't know their fathers, فَإِخْوَانُكُمْ فِي الدِّينِ, then they are your brothers in the religion. This is why you sometimes heard that some people say bin Abdullah, even though it's wrong, because Abdullah is not a name that you can put on anybody. We know that people that are doing that. You know, during Ramadan, when you go to the mosque, people actually contributing food for iftar. They will say, Encik Ahmad, day 1, Encik Ali, day 2, Encik Minah, day 3, and day 4, hamba Allah. Abdullah, hamba Allah, hamba Allah, hamba Allah. That is actually not a thing that being used like that. Because the name hamba Allah or Abdullah is not a name that you can use just like that. Because the Prophet ﷺ, his father's name is Abdullah. So you're going to say that it's actually a general name. A general name. These days, the JPN will put for you, for the children that doesn't have any father or eligible father to be put inside the birth certificate. They will give you the permission to use either one of the 99 name of Allah, bin Abdullah or Abdul Rahman, Abdul Aziz. You know one thing, our Sheikh did mention a funny story. You know, people that embrace Islam, revert to Islam on the time of when Tunku Abdul Rahman was the Prime Minister. So most of them is putting their name Abdul Rahman, bin Abdul Rahman. So they start to come, our Sheikh said, come to the office of the Prime Minister or the Tunku Abdul Rahman, asking for help and saying that I am the adopted son for the Prime Minister. My name is Ahmad Chiu bin Abdul Rahman. Ali Satya bin Abdul Rahman. So the secretary is actually start to giving away the money. Our Sheikh told our story that among the Prime Minister, the ex-Prime Minister of Malaysia, The one that is so poor is Tengah Abdul Rahman. Because the revert is still taking the money by saying, I am the son of the Prime Minister. So anyway, that's the way they use. Abdul Rahman, Abdul Aziz, any names that's related to that name. But the usage of Maula is the other one that being left out. But why being left out? The religious authority, they are fighting for the word to be written back inside usage. Because we say whenever you take care of anybody, so you are the Maula of that. That person is your Maula or Maula. So you're responsible for that, everything. Any damage being done, their school, their education is upon you. When you say bin or binti. So it's not, the word bin or binti is not just a word. Not just a word. We in Malaysia actually have using this name since the start of the Sultanate of Malacca. When the first king of Malacca become Muslim, he used that bin. And all people essentially start to embrace Islam and using that bin. That is actually a short form for anak lelaki or binti, anak perempuan. It's a usage. You can use the other usage, like for the non-Malay being used by the Indians, anak lelaki or anak perempuan. Kalpana, anak lelaki, anak perempuan. Satya, you can use that. It's open. Anak lelaki A-L, A''L or A''P. Anak lelaki or anak perempuan off. The name after that. In Chinese, I don't really think that they will be using that. Because they use the three names. The name of the family. The name of the family. The two names for the person, is it? Okay. So, if you really put there, like one of my friend, when I was in my primary school, his name Tan Do Jin. Tan Do Jin. So his father is Tan something. You know, but when you put it there like that, you don't know the father. You don't know the father. You have to open up register and you have to know the father because the father is not there. Tao Chiu Ming, Gun Wei Ye, one of my friend, Gun Wei Yen, the brother Gun Wei Chu. So the name of the father is not there. The family name is there. The family name is there, but the name of the person, but there's no name of the father. Yeah. Actually, there's no such actually wrongness in that, because if you look, when Salman Al-Farisi, he's not an Arab, so he's just being put with his name Salman Al-Farisi. Al-Farisi is relating to the Persian, atau Suhaib Ar-Rumi. Suhaib Ar-Rumi, but this Suhaib Ar-Rumi is actually an Arab, being actually captured during his childhood, same as Zaid bin Haritha, being captured, being kidnapped by the other tribes, so being sold after that. So Suhaib Ar-Rumi also, he's actually being kidnapped when he was child, but put in the Empire, Roman Empire, so starts to speak as a Roman, but he know that he is actually an Arab. He know he's Arab. So anyway, the thing is to have to be known. Likewise, what I said about when you put your name, your father's name, your family name, it is actually not forbidden for you to put it there. It's not wrong. But like I said, it's become an identity right now for us. To have the bin or the binti is your identity as a Muslim, as identity. We here, like our Sheikh always, encourage any new Muslim revert to Islam. Our Sheikh always encourage them to have a Muslim name. It is because the situation we have here in Malaysia, and our rules and regulation will have. Oh, I forgot. Sorry, this is a preparation. Extra strong. Wait a little. Jazakallah khairan. Panas. Dah. Tak panas pun. Millennial generation. Okay. So it's actually because the regulation, the of the authority in our country, the usage of bin or binti actually related to many things. And like the burial, if you keep your name as not the normal name for the Muslim, we afraid that people will not recognize you as a Muslim. And what happened in past, that the family or the person doesn't you know uh, loudly say that I'm Muslim, doesn't clearly say I'm Muslim, doesn't tell the family. Happen that the family uh, start to quarrel with the Muslim about having their bodies to have their burial as the non-Muslim way. People start to fight about the body. It is actually related to what being said, that the name is not being used properly. Because like we said, in our country, the usage of name will have your identity the same. Although we have few people that we know that doesn't have the bin and binti. Like, do you know Mansur Adabi? Mansur Adabi, don't know? You don't know the story of Natrah. The husband, named Mansur Adabi. So actually, he get married after that. So he have children, and the children is actually not named except for like Adi Adabi, Ahmad Adabi. So when once the family came to me and actually want to join our kurban, so I want to put the invitation. I asked, what is the name of your husband? He said just like that, just 2 words. I said, where's the bin of the father? I said, where's the bin of the father? You don't know. Actually, it's like that. They even actually have to show me the IC, identification card, just to show to me that, see, the same, just 2 words. The name like Ali Adabi, like that. So some people is using that, like I said. But like we want to emphasize, in our country, from the start of the establishment of the Islamic or the Malay rulers in our country, the name being used as the Arab words and the use of bin is actually being established from before. Not a new thing. Not a new thing. So actually, and it will help you in actually legislation and people knowing that you already Islam, become a Muslim. And when you stick to your old name, even though your children is actually not a mu'allaf, people will start to think that your children is still mu'allaf because your name is actually still being kept like that. It's really not about abolishing your identity. If you look into that, actually we Malay, before Islam, we using the name of birds, flowers, trees, like this guy Cengal, this one Meranti, this one Melati, this one Kenanga. We are using that words. The words being used is actually not Arabs, but the name is like that. Melati, Kenanga, Cempaka. You can go back, it's okay. But like I said, the problem we have right now, if you want to abolish the usage of bin or Binti, you know, when a person today have three names. Many of our children these days, three separate name. But in the end, you just call their name with just, just word. Like one of my nephew, name Muhammad Ali Hashimi. Muhammad Ali Hashimi. But their family will calling him Chimi. No long name anymore. The other one is Muhammad Rafsanjani. It's because our family being influenced by the, Islamic revolution spirit. Because of the Iranian revolution, so the children being named Muhammad Ali Hashimi, Muhammad Rafsanjani. But the one that Muhammad Rafsanjani, in the end, the name will be called Achan. Not just Achan. I have neighbors before. Their name is actually like Dhul Fadli, but the family will call them boy. Zul Husni, Joy. Zul Effendi, Didi. The name is actually they're so short. So anyway, like I said, it is actually how to separate between your name and your father's name. My father has two names, Muhammad Saad, but my name is only one, Adli. So if you put Adli Muhammad Saad, if you go to the Arab country, they will thought that your name is Adli, Muhammad is your grandfather, Saad, your father, Saad is your grandfather. Can you imagine if a person have 4 words in his name? So actually the separation between you and your father with bin is really convenient. It's helping you or anybody to put your certificate and everything upon that things. Making you unique from your father. If not, you combine together, then you have like the 3 names of people in the Western country, or like the Chinese one, 3 words, 3 separate words, but still don't relate it to your father. You don't have the name of your father there. But we have the word that bin is actually for to relate to you. If you don't want to use the bin, maybe you want to use the word anak. Because the people in Sarawak or Sabah, the Bumi Putra there is not Muslim, they are using the word anak, like kanang, anak, langkau. So you want to use Adli, anak, Muhammad Saad. Can, also can. But like I said, the identity of a Muslim will be perish. Because we already established the usage for the bin or binti. It could become the usage for the Muslim name. It's not the Malay name, the Muslim name. So for you to put it there is actually better. So to want to abolish, then I said you have to change it. Like the person who say about this, like we said, his name was Ahmad Syamil Muhammad Isa. So we said Ahmad Syamil anak Muhammad Isa. Or he doesn't want, he can choose Ahmad Syamil anak lelaki Muhammad Isa. You start from changing your name before you want to change other names. That is actually something that really you say want to have understanding about it. And in the Islamic jurisprudence, they have the word al-ma'rufi urfan kal mashru'in syar'an. Anything that being known as a tradition that is actually not related to the shara is become as something that is being sent down the rule by God as syara'an, as shara, not as anything that is for you to change it. Al-ma'ruf urfan, whatever being known as a tradition, like I said, not become opposite of the deen. Kal mashru'in syar'an, it became as something that is being sent down by Allah. Can be like that. Al-ma'rufil urfan, whatever being known as a tradition, being known, we use a tradition. for you in your daily relationship. It becomes something that is as if being sent down by God for you to follow. So for you to change it, just because you feel that, you say there's no such ayah, there's no such command, even though you know that the Prophet ﷺ did say to us, when he told us about the spirit of a believers, when it being wrapped out by the angels of Rahmah, after being taken out from the body and being ascend to the heaven, whenever it passes the angels there on each level of the heaven, then the angel will say, what is this good spirit smell? This smell, the spirit is so fragrant. What is spirit is it? What spirit is this? Then the angels that carry your spirit will say, he is Fulan bin Fulan. He is Fulan bin Fulan. So like I said, it's become an identity. It's not really about you just want to use it because you actually try to imitate the Arabs. It's being used. So you should not come out with something that's saying that as long as the government have the way, solution to replace it, then they can do it. Like I said, we have few things. ALPL, A apostrophe L means anak of, anak lelaki of, means son of, or daughter of. You want to use it on your name, Alhamdulillah, it's for you. Or the word anak, you want to use it for your name, Adli anak Muhammad Saad, also can. But you lose there about anak lelaki, anak perempuan, and we have to establish that. You know that these days, with the movement in the Western country, that they abolish about the gender. No gender. Don't say he or she. Say they. Ahmad came to school. They. You're gonna say he. These days they don't want. Even a few days ago, I read about a boy. Actually, does grade 10 or grade 5. He wear a t-shirt given by his parent that written there are only 2 gender. You know, the school expel him and command him to take out the t-shirt. He said, I don't want to take off the t-shirt. So the word bin and binti, you know, if you create anak, only son, anak, child of, you don't differentiate between male or female. So it's so dire for us these days to make sure that whatever is not from our tradition, not from our normal usage, is not being established here. We're afraid that some of this suggestion related to things that they want to put something here in our society. Things that actually, like I said, no gender anymore. Because bin and binti, you know that the person is male or female. Bin or binti. But if you put there, without that particular usage, like you say, like the people in Sarawak and Sabah, you say anak. The name that I mentioned, Kanang Anak Langkau, he's one of the warrior in the army, so known. His story when he fight the inside the jungle. So the name is Kanang Anak Langkau. It's actually for them to use it is okay. For us as a Muslim, then it's become an identity for us. For it's actually not for us to just abolish it. Like I said, inside the Quran being used, inside the Hadith being used. The Prophet ﷺ say like that. The Quran also says something like that. So you don't put it like say just like that. That say the government can bring another solution for that name. Because many things in our identity card, IC identity card, people start to don't want something to be written there, like the religion, Islam. Some people want to get it off from your identity card. Because like I said, that identity will make you a usage for you for many things. Like I said, for your burial, for your acceptance, for you to receive zakat, It's because of that name. Because if you put the original name, not the Islamic name there, then by the rule that they have, they cannot distribute to you. Except you show your other card. It's the card that showing you you have revert to Islam. So many things will be stopped there. So why should you making confused about this thing for people, even though you know that you don't need a new system for that. Okay, like our brother, revert brother, like they have the Chinese name. So like Sheikh Hussein said, just put another one Islamic name, so that when your child, you get any child, so your child will be bin to that name. If not, it will become a little awkward. You know, Ahmad bin Tandojin. Ahmad bin Tandojin. You can imagine. Even though Tandojin also already embraced Islam. Already embraced Islam. But when you feel Ahmad bin Tandojin, people will expect that Ahmad is actually a revert. Even though he is not a revert. This confusion will make many things. Actually, will stop you from getting many things, and maybe your rights as a Muslim will be taken away. That is the thing for me to share with you tonight. Okay, that is all the thing that when I wrote about it, about that topic of Bin and Binti. Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? That is so catchy. Okay, Fadal. Mike.
Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi.
So for example, macam the example you gave of the masjid, day 1 sponsored by Ali, day 2 sponsored by name, and then suddenly hamba Allah. So you cannot use that.
Bukan, actually I didn't say about cannot use that, but people wrongly use about the usage of Abdullah. They actually they put the Abdullah, or the woman is actually Amatullah, but the Malay words hamba Allah, you want to
No problem.
This is actually no problem. It's just that I said wrongly being used. The word Abdullah and Amatullah, actually they use it as a general name, while in Islam or in our tradition from before, the name is specific for a person. The word for you to anonymously name somebody is Fulan. That's why I said when the Prophet said about the spirit, the soul of a believers when being lifted out, sent to the heaven, the angel will say, "What is this fragrant soul? Who is this?" So the angels that brought the soul will say, Fulan bin Fulan. So the word for anonymous is Pulan. Or in Malay, Polan. Polan. You know, Polan bin Polan. So in Arabic, Fulan bin Fulan. That is general word. So Abdullah is not general. Not general.
So you cannot use a fake name. You have to use Fulan if you want to conceal identity. You cannot put random Abu whatever.
Yes, you can have that. You can have that title. You know, some people they have that title about Abu Ahmad, Abu Muaz.
For example, like I don't have a son or daughter. I want to conceal my identity, so I just put Abu Achap, for example.
Actually, the Prophet ﷺ, at his time, the name, the kunyah, the name Abu somebody, Ummu somebody, is being used even though they don't have any children. Like the Prophet ﷺ, when he came to his friend's house, or his companion's house, the child of that person is playing with a little bird. So the Prophet, passing by, he, you know, the gesture that we always say here, at Al-Khadim, you saw somebody, some children, don't just ignore, ask them, communicate with them, so that they know that they actually exist. Their existence is actually there. So the Prophet, when he passing by that boy, he said, Ya Aba Umair, Ma fa'alan Nughair. Oh, Aba Umair. Means that boy being called Abu Umair. Ma fa'alan Nughair. What is being done by the Nughair? Nughair is small bird. So the Prophet calling that boy with that kunyah, it's okay. Doesn't have any problem about that. But like I said, the word hamba Allah is actually sometimes being called like that, even being used today. Some people is naming the adopted children Binti Abdullah because they said that this word is, Abdullah is a common, is a general name to refer to. No, it's not like that. It's not a general name. So you can use that. It's okay, inshallah. Okay.
Ustaz.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullah.
So Ustaz, some people are opting to drop out the bin and binti with the reason that if I travel overseas, it is easier for me to, in regards with my registration, with any conduct, with any paperwork.
Because they will not suspect you as a terrorist, is it?
I have no idea, Ustaz. Hopefully not. But and what would you say to that? Like, in terms of passports, they won't know how to fill in. So is that really convenient? Does the benefit outweighs the cost, and how does it go?
Actually, when you put normally in your registration, some registration form they said first name, surname. They put it there like that. And your surname is not really like in the Western country. Jamie Jameson. The name of your father is not there. The surname is the family name. The surname is the family name. It's not really because your name is actually no father's name is not there. In your three names, there's no father's name there. The same as the Chinese. Your father's name is not there. Your family name is there. Okay. So the thing is when the thing being separated, your name, your surname, we can always put our father's name there. Like whatever being written there. Alhamdulillah, there's no problem about that. And the bin or binti that being used, being known even internationally. That when you put bin and binti means that bin is son of, binti is daughter of. That's why when you fill up any form, you put your surname, and after that your name, your surname, and when they put your name as in the identification card, they should bin. They don't ask you for the second time. They don't know about that. Even if you're in your credit card, being written there, if you put bin there, the bin will be stay there, and they will not ask you more than that because it's universally accepted for the bin to become relating you to a person as a son, or binti relating you for a person as a daughter. So essentially, it's quite easier for you to know is it the person really the father of that person or not. It's easier for you, inshallah. Even the word of Bin Laden, that is it, Bin Laden. Something actually before 9/11, the name Bin Laden is known as the contractor. The contractor that taking care of the holy mosque, the Madinah, the Masjid Nabawi, the Masjid Haram, all the things there, the electrical, the water supply, the air condition, the build up, everything is been taken care of the Bin Laden group. That is the original. But after 9/11, they start to have that thing become something else. Even the last time, we actually inside the watch list of the name, he said almost 90% or 80% of the name is Muslim name. Your Muslim name, they will trigger something there. So, like being said, as a Muslim, be proud of your identity, inshallah.
So, for example, if my name is Farouk Daniel bin Zulastra, so two questions,
Farouk Daniel, okay.
Okay, two questions. Number one, is for example, my name, Farouk Daniel bin Zulastra. Tapi if I write down on a piece of paper or if someone, piece of paper lah. If I write down a piece of paper, I write Farooq Daniel Zulastra.
It's okay.
No problem. Okay, that's number one. Number two is, if let's say I want to name my children also, something Daniel bin Farooq Daniel. And then
okay.
plus minus. So Daniel too, I want to make it my family name.
Family name, yes, I know.
Can.
You're creating, but we say you parting from your father. This is not Daniel. You are Daniel. You know, when you
true.
put there, it become you. The Daniel family will start from you, not from your father. Correct? It's okay. It's okay. You can establish. Some people establish their family by car plate, car plate number 32. All the family will have 32 or 6869. All the family will have that.
No
It's
problem,
okay.
right?
It's okay. No problem about that. That like we said about is your identity card. IC. But like I said, many attempts being done about taking off the bin, taking off the Islam word there. Why? It's not hurting you. Why are you suggesting something that actually will make a havoc inside the community? Because when you want to substitute it, what is substitute? If you say just anak, I say Adli anak Muhammad Saad. So essentially the gender is not there. Gender is not there. The other thing is actually if you say Adli anak lelaki Muhammad Saad, then you have the same as the Indians community. So you don't have to have something that actually become your identity. For us in our country, like I said, this being established since the first formation of the Sultanate of Malacca. Okay. Yeah.
Assalamualaikum Ustaz.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullah.
Out of wedlock child,
Yeah.
can name after father?
Okay. That is the question. The out of wedlock child that being said like just now, even our brother said about the fatwa from the police state about this is permissible, even though the way they establish whether this child is out of wedlock, like I said, duration of pregnancy. If less than 6 months, they consider it as out of wedlock. If alive, if after 6 months, like I said, it can the child can manage. Only that like being said before, out of wedlock is not not a real establishment. You know, from blood ties, because when you put the bin there or the binti there, means that the child is legitimate children for that person. And it is not fair for you to do that. Because like being said, if they are really the children, yes, it's okay. But just because you want to use that to cover the identity of the child, and after few years, right now actually I'm holding one case, actually because the family put the name of the father on the adopted daughter. So now the daughter want to get married. So they asked me what to do. So you know, the daughter doesn't know. First thing first, daughter doesn't know. This is the problem, because the daughter doesn't know. So they use the name for the binti of the daughter to the father. So now they don't want to carry the burden of the sin. They know it's wrong. Now, because few years ago they didn't do the exact explanation. But now they want to explain it to the child, because when they want to go to the register of the marriage, they will have to make sure that if it's wrongly, they are not the guardian, the real guardian for the children. So they have to have another person from the religious authority to come and consummate the marriage. So they actually become havoc right now. I don't know what to say to them, because I called the religious authority. They said it's wrong for them to, even though if they lie, nobody know, because the name is there inside the birth certificate. The name of the father is there.
Assalamualaikum, Ustaz.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullah.
Okay, to summarize, having the bin or binti is not a Malay thing. It's actually what is commanded in Islam.
Yeah.
Is that correct? Okay. So for the naysayers, people of today who just want to drop the bin or binti, and then they say, you know, the Westerners are not doing it. The Muslims in the West are not doing it. What would be the explanation to that?
The Westerners, you're not doing
The
it.
Muslims in the West are not doing it, right?
Okay. Actually, the Muslim at the West, when they didn't do something, or they take the way of the Westerners for their identity, we cannot hold anything for them because that is actually the thing that they choose. Because you know that this thing, like I said, things that from the religion, your identity, like your beard, is your identity. You should not actually just purge it away, because it will become your heritage after for your children, and for your great grandchildren after that, offspring. All of them will actually relate their self to whatever you put there. So they'll know that I'm a Muslim. So if you from the start you abolish everything, so the children will say that I don't know what my identity is. Let me say, I don't know what my identity is. So knowing the identity is so, you say, important. And like being said by the questioners about the out of wedlock children, is not supposed to be named. People will use their influence and their ways to do that, but in the sight of Allah is wrong. Because Allah Ta'ala said, Udu'uhum li'abaihim. And Allah said, call them by their father's name. It's something that is really, you have to know that the father's name only can be established if the marriage being consummated rightfully. If not, then it's actually cannot. It's wrong. You want to do it, it's okay, but actually the ruling will not change. Sometimes people say that, why is our Ustaz is not flexible? The flexibility will come from the dalil. If the dalil is not there for you to do it, and all the scholars understood it in one manner only, then you cannot change it. Just because you think that is really more appropriate for you these days, rather than that days. Because this is something that you have to understand, that our religion is not ours to be changed just like that. And like I said, it is identity for you. So use it. Our brother, he have taken a Muslim name, one Muslim name. So the children after this will be attached to the Muslim name. So we know that he already reverted to Islam, and the children is actually a Muslim children from the start. So because of that, you did remember about a few things related to the one-sided Islamization of children, when you revert your children. So the thing happened when the person revert to Islam, but the children name is still like the old the non-Muslim. So it's still setting like that. So they separated the matters and made it something that is wrong. Even though you know that your father, or the head of your family, when they choose for you the school that you go to, or you get the choice to choose any school you want to go. Your clothes, they bought for you. They give you the thing that actually the freedom to choose. No, they will buy it for you. So you actually inside your life, before you arrive at the age of maturity, you actually under their care. Even if they told you to become a Muslim, or tell you that we are already a Muslim, you have to accept that. But the problem is, like I said, these days people saying about the freedom. You don't say to the child to become a Muslim. But if the child said, I don't want to go to school, will you force them to go to school? Why? Because the child will say to you that, I saw that the influencer today, they are rich. They are not going to the school. They get millions followers, and they get money from that or any content that they do. They did in the internet. So I don't want to go to school. What should you do? You will force them. Yes. Why? Because you know better than whatever they knew. Because of that, it's the same as the religion. Because it's the way of life. It's actually what your parent choose for you. Even though it's actually you are not a Muslim, your parent will choose for you to be a Buddhist or a Christian or any other else. So why when your parent choose for you Islam, then people start to have actually talk about that and opinion about that, saying that it's not right to force the religion inside the mind of the child. I said you cannot also force the children to go to school. Because like I said, today some children actually playing guitar only in front of camera and getting the income that can buy an Alphard. You know, the van, they actually equivalent more than 200,000. And she is actually just playing ukulele in front of the YouTube. So why should you force her to go to school? And she have the understanding, she know how to make money. But suddenly she said, no, you have to go to school. Education is important. Education is important, and have a right belief also important. Okay? Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. So we, Alhamdulillah, come to the end, inshallah. Sharp, you want to ask anything? Anything else? No. Oh, there is one. Okay.
It's from the same person also.
Uh-huh.
Parent has died long time ago. Now the son thinks he may be out of wedlock child. No one to prove this. Can he inherit his father's properties?
Okay. By law, when nobody contests you about your lineage, yes, you can get that thing. You can get that inheritance. You know that, oh, actually it's not of wedlock, but all the registration is there. You can get that. But the problem is, you shouldn't contest for it because it's not yours from the start. Because something that is not yours, you should not take it. As an adab in Islam, some people say that you just take it because the name is the. I said about the family that asked me about this question about the adopted daughter, because her name is actually with the adopted father inside the register, birth certificate, everything. Only that they feel it is wrong right now to have her getting married without knowing this.
So if the parents are not they don't feel guilty, so they don't tell to the authorities about this. So in the eyes of the people, this is the marriage is legal.
Legal.
Oh.
The marriage is legal. But we know it's wrong. But Alhamdulillah, these days, all the register of the marriage consummation, they always do the things. They say istighfar first, ask forgiveness from Allah, say your shahada. Actually, it's just like a cover, to make sure that if anything wrong there, the marriage will be still valid. Because it's not being done by the father, being done by the registrar. The registrar of the marriage consummation. That's the way they want to cover it up. If not, wallahu alam, how many children will have that set, or something that they should not have it on the day of their marriage. But like we said, better to being told to them from the start. Okay. So like being said, the marriage from the paperwork will be right, but in the sight of Allah, it is wrong. Okay? Okay, Alhamdulillah. We stop here insyaAllah for our first discussion. InsyaAllah in 2 weeks time we will meet again. Wallahu a'lam. Wa sallallahu ala Muhammadin wa sallam alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika asyhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi